It became less about family and more about money. And, you wanted, instead of wanting to see progress and positivity, now you just wanted to look out for self, and greed became the norm instead of sacrifice and tradition. So, these three entities, at the same time, you had politicians that were literally binding the hands of black teachers who were some of the strongest advocates of black children. And now they were being forced to miseducate black children. And many of them tried to buck the system and tried to teach black children, to be proud of their blackness. But those teachers were either attacked or, financially they were attacked from their character, or they were just forced out. And teachers that were more conforming and submissive and would do what they're told were brought in. You started seeing less older teachers in the 40s and 50s, and you started seeing more younger teachers in their 20s and 30s that had no children and had this white infused, this white influence, rose-colored view of life, of society, and that, white people are good, and teaching white history is good, and it doesn't matter whether it's true or not. And this is what we're supposed to teach. This is what we're supposed to learn. And so black history causes too much pride, causes too much, self-esteem, and that causes black folks to act like, they outside of the system, outside of the box, and we can't have that. And so these young teachers were actually paid to miseducate black children. We had you saw a lot of black teachers that were young black women, and they had hooked up with these white feminist women, and now they were teaching young black girls to be independent, to be, self-sufficient and not need a man. And they were basically rejecting a lot of the black male students. And then you had, more black male teachers that were trying to get into the system because they saw what was happening to and what was being done with the black male students. And so they tried to get into the system and become teachers so that the black males that were this trend of women not having a man in the household and black women raising black boys by themselves, the black males felt like, at least as their teachers, then that those black male students would have some kind of male role model to be able to, answer their little questions and teach that self-esteem in black males. And you saw them being, these black teachers being blocked out or being, trying to, the white school board and white systems trying to dominate these black males and get them to change their directives, get them to change their mission to save these young black boys and educate these young black boys. And so it became very frustrating for black male teachers. It still is. I mean, we saw a lot of them walk away from the system. We also saw a lot that started being less about the mission of educating black males and got into the mentality of, just being about the paycheck. So, if I got to be here, I may as well just go ahead and do what they say and get the paycheck because the problem is just too big. And so now you still have some of those fighters here and there still in the system demanding that they be allowed to teach those black males. But for the most part, we see them teaching black females to be alone, to be, the career people. And you see them teaching black males that, either you're going to do it this way or you're going to end up on the streets or in the prison industrial complex. And you see black teachers, male teachers that are just about giving up. You see black female teachers that started moving out to the suburbs and it became a status symbol if you were able to get into a white school and be able to teach white children white history. And so that, you had arrived, you had overcome, you had made it. And so, there was so much dysfunction going on that has gotten us to where we are today. And so the series set out to break down the 7 segments of the black community and really look at what it would take to restore honor and pride back to the black community. And so we went through the fact that a lot of the honor and pride of the black community was taken out by religion. And so, religion has caused a lot of the submissiveness and the degradation and the things that go on in black churches and with black preachers and whatnot. You know that you need to start having less black churches and more black community centers where everybody is allowed to be educated, not on a white Jesus and a white Savior and white people are good and, black people are cursed. They need to have, get rid of some of these churches, turn them into community centers where black children actually learn black history and black honor, black pride, learn black traditions, learn about black communities and making things better. You see that a lot of the problems that occurred with the black community, a lot of the honor and the pride that was taken away from the black community was taken by black politicians. They teamed up with white politicians. They took money from white politicians to basically degrade the black community. So if you know that honor and pride was taken by corrupt black politicians that allow themselves to be corrupted by whites, well then you know that you need to go through the entire black caucus member list. You have to go through the entire black city council list in these cities. You have to go through the whole black legislative list, the representatives, the senators. You have to go through that list and honestly look at who has sold the black community out to white corporations, white politicians, white government, and start running black people that really, really believe in fixing things against these black politicians, the black Democratic politicians, which most of the black caucus members are Democrats. You actually see that they have sat there for year after year after year and literally taken money to not just do nothing for the black community, but to actually do harm. Everything from allowing black families to be kicked out of black projects and made homeless in order for this land to be sold to white companies and white corporations. I mean, that's criminal. That's ridiculous that would occur. And so you need to know the names of these people that voted for this. And you need to start running black people against them. Get them out of these seats. Get them out of these positions because they're doing serious harm. And then, you also see, of course, the third one where the black entertainers have been paid to to reduce the pride and honor of black children and black people, black young people. And so you need to go through the list of black entertainers, black male entertainers, black female entertainers, even black children entertainers. You need to go through that list and honestly look at which black entertainers are degrading themselves and degrading the black community and degrading black women, black men, black children, black senior citizens, just, causing all of this destruction and this dysfunction in the black community.